I think I figured it out. I know where I am. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. You think after how many shows is this? This is show number 116. I would have this thing pretty much figured out. You think I would? Man, I am really loud in my monitor. Um, I hope this doesn't jack you up too much. I just turned myself way down. Let me see what my levels are at right now. I'm so sorry. I should do technical. We checked all this beforehand, and for some reason, you can check things before, but when you get into actually doing the show, um, anybody that does a live stream knows that it's Murphy's Law. Anything that could possibly happen will. For one thing, my frame is completely different than it was originally when I had set this thing up. So that happened. That's happening right now. Let me see. And I was looking for the one that says night music here. There it is. I was just going to put a little banner at the bottom and let me change it. Don't like the one that I'm using. See if this is a little better for the scroll. Yeah, that just shortened me up a little bit, made a little more better frame. Okay, welcome. We are 2.5 minutes into the show, and I am finally getting to say welcome. We're so glad you're here at the Underground Gospel Show. My name's Knight, and I'll be talking to you for about 15 minutes. I'm playing for you for about 10 minutes, and we'll be done. This is a safe place. There's no trolling here. And what you see me looking at the screen down here, what I'm doing is I'm looking at my screen to make sure I don't forget to say anything. There's no swearing. There's no trolling. This is a place for blessings and a place for vision today. And we'll get to that in just a second. If you like what you hear, remember subscribe. What you really have to remember is we are every Friday and Saturday night at 8 o'clock on Facebook Live, Twitch, and on YouTube Live. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see past episodes evergreening back when I first started and it really sucked compared to now where I'm getting a little better at this, except I still have problems like I did this morning. And where I'll be now this is really funny. And I said this morning, because what I do is I actually pre-record my live stream. How's that work? And but then I watch them so that when there's comments, I can respond to the comments in real time. Unless it's on YouTube and you comment like a week later, then that sends me a notification, and then I'll comment when I get the message. Anyway, so remember to subscribe so you'll know that every Friday and Saturday night we have a live episode. You can see me on, like I said, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. And you can support what I'm doing with the tip code that you can find on my website at night-music.com, which should be scrolling along the bottom. And then you can go there and actually find show times and links and garments and merchandise. You can get my contact email and send me a message and tell me what you think. Or you can, of course, leave something in the notes at the bottom and I'll respond to you usually within a couple of days. We have live show information. We'll be talking a little bit more about that in just a second, and how to support me monthly for about a cup of coffee. It's $2.99. If you can send $2.99, it supports what I'm doing. If you want to support what I'm doing now is going in the studio. I'll talk more about that in just a second. If you want to support that, it's you can send up to $10 a month, and it all is appreciated. It's really funny to get that little, notice that I've just received. I mean, it's a couple $100 now. So we want to thank all of our subscribers. It's really a blessing when I mean, there are times when I need it. Gas prices are soaring, and I have to drive. I record this in Murfreesboro, which is about 40 minutes south of Nashville, and all the equipment is stored in Nashville. So that's 2 trips a week. I usually go up on a Wednesday night and pick up the gear, and then drive it back up on Friday morning. We shoot the show today on Thursday. So if you'd like me to come to your city or church or any events that you have, leave me a message. We can see if we can work it out. And today's episode, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. This is episode number 116, and it is, what's it called? Do I have a name for it yet? I'm calling it. Um, I guess I don't. Oh, without vision. So, without vision, people perish. And so that's brought to you by Proverbs 29:18, which says, without vision, people perish. Now, if you read the message version, it says if you're not seeing what God's doing, the people are running around blind, which is kind of funny because one is very personal and talks about your vision, and the other is very outward centric and it's like look around at what God's doing. And if you don't notice what God's doing, if you don't see it, if you're not following Him, it just looks like complete chaos in the world. We have the saying in a um, live sound that chaos equals cash because whenever somebody has no plan whatsoever, yeah, it's a little bit more money for us. So that's actually a good thing. And so, what I wanted to talk about is some of the visions that I have for what we're doing right here. Now, I'm coming up to my birthday, and I'm very excited. I'll be at retirement age, which is kind of interesting because I never thought I'd make 18. I never thought I'd make 20 or 25. 30 out of the question. 35, craziness. When I hit 40, it was going to be my very first birthday party, and I planned this huge shindig. Gave my wife at the time about 30 grand, and she bought a divorce and totally took everything that I loved and cared about. And so I was out on the street at 40. 50, I bought my own party, paid for it, and it was an extravaganza. I'll give you some examples. I had been touring for a while, been touring around the world, and so I had Southwest Airline had a deal, and my sons took advantage of it. $50 to fly one way from any city to Nashville. You could use it was a $50 discount because of my 50th birthday. We had $50 nights at the Opryland Hotel, which are usually $270. We got it at the time. I think they're about double that now. But at the time, we had them for $50 a night, and I had a $50 limousine service. $50 to take you anywhere you wanted to go in the city all weekend long, which was kind of amazing. Sedans on demand. I don't think they're in business anymore, but we thank you. We had a Nashville Palace who was in renovations, but they opened that night. They were 2 weeks before their grand opening, but they opened just for us. And we drank every bit of bourbon and I think Bud Light. It might have been Miller Lite. Well, we drank all the light beer. We drank every bit of light beer and every bottle of bourbon that they had in the place, and I think a tequila. Can't remember. That was about 15 years ago, actually, at my 50th birthday. I didn't do anything for 60, and my next one's going to be 75 because that's when I retire, and I go full time into my ministry and doing this basically a lot more full time. That's will be 75 until I pass at 100. And I'll plan on being like George Burns, where they cancel a gig because I died. That's my goal in life is to have them cancel a gig because I died. And that's, we're talking about my vision now. Um, we had well, I'm in the studio right now learning new songs, and I'm recording new songs or we're learning the new songs to record. There's, as I've said before, in the music business, music has three sides: you practice, you rehearse, and you perform. Practice is always done by yourself. That's where you screw up a lot. Rehearsal is done with other people around most of the time, and then you perform, and that's the whole purpose of learning anything in music is so you can perform it for either yourself or somebody else. And then there's the business side, which is collection of money, which is thank you for everybody who donates on Patreon and who supports what I'm doing. And then there's and also Spotify and iTunes and YouTube, and I mean there's a lot of income spokes. There's a lot of income streams in my income wheel. There's a lot of spokes in the income wheel. That's a great way to put it, I think. And then let's see what else I have. Uh, the second thing is booking. And so I'm pretty well, I mean, every weekend I have booked right now because I do these live streams. And right now I'm doing in Murfreesboro. No. And then the third part of the business is marketing. You make sure that you market. And so that's why you see the adverts with the being instrumental on Facebook. You might see them on Google. You might have seen them at your church. And so that's what the whole be instrumental is because I just think we can be more instrumental, help. And it's kind of a, that, oh, what do they call it? Oh my goodness. Double entendre because you think, yeah, I'm an instrumental guitar player, but then we can be instrumental in the world and we can help other people. And so that's where the be instrumental comes from. And if you want, I do have license plate frames and bumper stickers and stuff like that, but just send me an email. Say, hey, can I get some of that be instrumental stuff? Can I get a t-shirt? Can I, send me an email. If you saw this, send me one, my email is found at my website, and it's guitarforjesus at musician.org. That went really fast, I know, so I'm not expecting you to write it down or to replay this. But I got to stop doing that thing. Anyway, the visions. What I'm doing right now is I have just finished my last screenplay that I'm planning on for the year, but I just got a lead on a brand new set of spec screenplays that I might be writing very soon. And so I'm excited about that. Um, but I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. And right now I'm working on what I have. I have 7 features and 2 pilots that I'm out there pushing right now. And one of the pilots is actually I wrote it as a feature, but I think we can shorten it down to make a pilot out of it and make it a reoccurring weekly series, which will be really exciting if I can do that. And so we're spending the rest of this month during the morning. I'm in the studio. Yeah, I spend about the first 4 hours of every day in the studio. Well, honestly, I spend the first 5 hours preparing to go in the studio for 4 hours. And then I go to lunch and I work out, and then I come back to my office where I'm working till about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, looking for managers, looking for production people, trying to attach talent to the screenplays and trying to get these productions made. My goal is that in 59 days from today, which is in the first week of July, I'll be which is Labor Day. At Labor Day, I plan on moving to Los Angeles for the rest of the year. I won't be moving there permanently. I'll always be a Tennessee resident. But I will be moving to Los Angeles and hopefully securing second place and starting production, at least development on one of the movies. I mean, we're pitching everything to everyone right now. It's kind of fun. It's kind of an exciting time in my life, and so that's the vision I have is to be able to go in LA and work. I would like to work Monday through Wednesday on TV shows, on shooting whatever show we're shooting, and then my girlfriend has written a manuscript, a children's book, and she's gotten it published, and we're waiting for that to drop. And when that drops, we'll be going around the United States to different cities, doing book tours and talk radio and NPR and bookstores. I say that, and libraries, and reading with children's groups and whatever we can to market the book. And then that will be on Thursday and Friday. And then Friday night, of course, we drop this show. And then on Saturday, we do this. Saturday will be free to tour whatever city we go to. If you'd like us to come to your city, drop me a line and we'll come out there. And then on Sunday, we travel back to Los Angeles. Sunday's a travel day. And then we start working on TV shows Monday through Wednesday. So that will be um, probably our life for the next few years. Now, one of my screenplays, a movie called The Birth, I wrote into a manuscript, and so I've had a couple of offers from publishers, and so we're looking at that right now. And but here's the deal: it's a story about Mary and Joseph and about the birth of Jesus. which means I have a window from Thanksgiving to Christmas time, and then boom, window shuts. There's no interest at all in the birth of Jesus from Christmas until the next Thanksgiving. So I only have a 6 week window to market that book, which is really great because in music, that's what we call hiatus. That's when everything shuts down. And in TV, it shows that's when everything shuts down. So I have a book that I'll be able to when we go into hiatus on movies, TV shows, pilots, and on music when we go in hiatus and the whole entertainment business. I'll be able to market that book and put 100% into marketing the book, The Birth. And I'll be doing the same thing that we do with my girlfriend, traveling to different cities, doing NPR events, doing Talk of the Town, afternoon television, before soap operas, doing book readings at libraries and churches, because I have another opportunity being a religious based that she has. Her book isn't religious. So I'll be able to do religious institutions, religious radio, and a lot of opportunities that she doesn't have. The difference is I only have a 6 week window where she can market literally the entire year. I think there will be probably a hiatus in her sales also. We don't know what the cyclical nature of that is, but I'm thinking after Christmas and to about Valentine's Day, probably won't be a lot of book sales. I'm just saying that usually when the economy completely slows, and there's a time in the summer called the summer doldrums when all business kind of shut down. It's an actual thing. Look it up, and it's basically everybody goes on on vacation, goes on retreat. They go take the kids on summer vacation. They go to wherever, and they get in water, and they have a family vacation. Usually visiting relatives, depending on what the economy is. So let's see. How am I doing as far as time? I haven't even seen the StreamYard thing. Last week I had to stop because it was saying that I had big um, networking problems, and I might be having them again. I watched a couple of past shows, and dude, seriously, in the middle of them. Now, uh, what I was going to say was in the middle of them, I completely like dropped everything. Everything froze for like, I mean, seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds. It in 15 seconds for freezing me can be hours. It looks like it freezes forever. But anyway, I came back, but I noticed the other day I was doing it too. And I think the reason why they were doing a summer camp here at the we call it Tech. It's the Technology Engagement Center, TEC. And here at the Tech, they had a summer camp going where they had three different conference rooms, and each conference room, I think, had six computers on Wi-Fi, plus tablets, plus open books in the back, plus a group of like 18 people in the general purpose room, and so their network was really taxing. Do a live stream on top of that. I didn't realize that it was going to freeze. I went to the IT guy afterwards. I said, "Man, I'm having a problem." He goes, well, go to a Wi-Fi speed test." I'm like, "I did it now. I mean, it's running fine. It's super fast. I mean, 90 bits download and 40 something upload." And I said, "It's fine now. I just need 6 megabits to upload without it freezing, and I wasn't even getting six." So, needless to say, we fixed that and think we're good. I mean, today for the next 2 months, I don't have anybody in here. School here in Tennessee starts out in next month, exactly a month from today, and so I won't have any problem with the kids then because they're not going to be here anyway. So that's about all I have to do with Vision. If you could, I mean, send me a. And I know it sounds like I have a lot of vision. Pitching screenplays, making movies, writing a brand new spec series, playing songs, recording songs, releasing a manuscript for Christmas, touring with my girlfriend's book, and then and then of course I'm an actor, and I get my own parts, and I'm reading for things all the time. So it sounds like I might be a bit busy, but that's the whole thing about having a vision. If you have one, you know where you're going and you're heading down the aisle. And sometimes like this whole idea about the spec series, out of nowhere will come something. Now you got to be careful because a lot of times things that pop up will be distractions and sometimes they're enhancements. So you have to make sure that the vision, set it up with who you are, your core values. Because my core values are I'm humorous, I'm visionary, and I'm optimistic. If they're not following those three things, if they're not visionary, humorous, and optimistic, I'm just not interested. I have, I mean, it might be great money. And I had something a couple of months ago that looked like it was going to be great money. I'm glad that I looked at it and went, I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time on this because it ended up not turning out. And if I had wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy on it, well, I would have been the same place I am now, but a lot less hope. Let's just put it that way, because I would have depended on something that wasn't going to come through. So, I'm going to take a break just a second here, and this is not anything that I'm sponsored by. It's just that I'm thirsty. So hopefully I can open this water. Hmm. Oh, and I have one other thing to report. I should. Last week the message was about me having a stroke, and I went to my doctor, and my cholesterol, which was at 159, about double what it should have been, is now down to under 60. It was like 54. So they want to bring it up to 70. They're like, "Well, you're good. You cut it down." And we got to be careful because you might have dementia later on if you keep it below 70 for way too long. And I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I've had 65 years of 100 plus cholesterol, and you're saying that 1 month of it under 50 is going to make me think that I'm a cat in like 30 years. I'm okay with that, by the way. Um, or forget everybody's name of the people who don't call me anyway. Oh, sorry about that. And and so, but anyway, that's my cholesterol. So cholesterol, perfect. Blood pressure. She took my blood pressure and she goes, "Well, we played this guessing game." I said, "Do I get to guess?" She goes, "Sure, do it." I said, 124 over 78. She goes, "Man, you had me scared there." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "It's 124 over 76. You almost had it exact. You were 2 points off in your dystolic." I'm like, "Wow." So I was 124 over 76. My goal, personal goal, is 100 over 70. So I'm doing much better. Remember when we first started these treatments, I was like 260 over 180. They didn't know why I was alive. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy high. So we've brought that down. So that's really good. And the next thing is my A1C is a little high. It was at it's still what it was the last time I was at the doctor, which was 3 months ago. And the reason why it's a problem is they have me on this medication that is supposed to cause me to lose weight and lower my A1C. And my A1C is exactly where it was before. It's like 19 something. And so they said, we should get that down a lot. I talked to this one once again. I love 20-year-old girls, and not for the reason that you think, but I love them because they're like, well, my A1C is at 5, and I've been a vegetarian since I was 3, and my metabolism, if you eat a little bit, 50 times a day, your metabolism, I'm like, sweetie, 65 years old. I haven't had metabolism over 40 years. Okay. So just get over it. And don't be so damn peppy. Sorry. I'm supposed to be Knight and supposed to be the Christian guitar player. But seriously, bring it down. There is nothing in the world that's going to make my metabolism that of a 20 something year old girl. Okay. So forget it. Anyway, saying that, I think I'm at less risk for a stroke right now. So we're going to have to find some other thing that kills me in 35 years or so, at least 35 years. So I got about 35 more years of doing these shows. So I hope you enjoy them because I'll be doing it for a while, I think. And I'm going to play some music since we're talking about Vision. I picked out a couple of Vision songs. First one is now Be Thou My Vision. That's not it at all. It's a waltz. Yes, Be Thou My Vision. Let's see. The next one was I Say the Lord. Yes, it's called I See the Lord. And the next one, in the vision category, let's do Open the Eyes of My Heart. right. Well, that was Open the Eyes of My Heart. We're a little over 30 minutes now. And I hope that me sharing my visions with you will help you devise what visions you have for your life and your future, knowing the fact that God has plans for you. Now, just to let you know, it's not that God has a plan for your life. That if you've heard that, that's just a crock. I mean, it's not true at all, because God has plans for you. It's plural, and every morning it's a brand new day and brand new set of you to go out there and be instrumental and help somebody, change somebody's life, do something for somebody else, and you'll see that the rewards back to you are immense. So let's go out there and be a team and be a race, a human race. And let's see if we can get to the finish line and see how much we can. Let's see if we can just outlove somebody today. So, anyway, God bless you. Share your vision, please. Send me an email and let me know what your vision is. Send the link down here. It says a message on YouTube if you're on it, and let me know what your vision is and what I can pray for, and if there's anything I can do to help you. And so that's it. Let's go ahead down here and run credits. And you guys just have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.